So now we want to do what we want to do is we want to save this Python file so that it's part of the scene, so that we don't have to distribute the Python file with the scene every time we copy the scene somewhere or we give it to someone. So the way to do this is that the Python file itself is just it's a string basically, and here we have a script that gets executed, and this script here, the custom attributes, gets saved with the file. So once this script has been executed, it doesn't have to be saved anywhere. It's part of the scene. The custom attributes are part of the scene. So a way we could do this is, instead of executing a file, what we can do is we can use another command, and instead of executing a file, we're just going to say python.execute, and we are going to execute a string that is in between quotes here. So let's say if I say print 10, what it's going to do is that it's going to execute the content of this here as just a command, so print 10. But what we can do is we can replace this by a variable that contains a string that contains the entire script. So let's say that we call that the Python script, and the Python script is a variable, and we're gonna create that we're gonna recreate that script and store it in that variable, and we're gonna put it here, and we're gonna define it here. So the Python script is equal to, and we're going to define what it's equal to, and what we want it to be is exactly what's in here. And you can do it like all at once, and that could be a bit complicated, but what I can do here is just do something simple. And now I'm not going to save that Python file the way that I'm going to do it, but I'm going to write my own strings in here. So I'm going to put a quote at the beginning. I'm going to copy this. Oops, copy, control quote, and I'm going to select it, control copy, and I'm going to paste it here at the beginning of every line of my script. So I'm going to go back here, and I'm putting all of these lines in between double quotes. And look that I make sure that the indent here is preserved, because Python is very sensitive to these spaces there, the tabs. So at the end, I'm just going to put the actually, before I do this, I also want to put the a special character. It's called \n, and \n is a way to tell in a string that there's a carriage return. So at the end of every line of my script, I'm going to put \n, because now it's not a script. I'm building a string, and inside of that string, I need to tell it when there's a carriage return. So I'm going to copy this and paste it at the end of every single line of my script, like so. And you're gonna get what I'm doing when all of this is gonna come together. So at the end of my script here, of the line, like so, and like so. So now we've created a bunch of strings. We just need to put them one after the other. So what I'll do is I'll start with my Python script is equal. I'll say my Python script is equal to that line here, and that's going to be my starting point. And then after that, I'm going to add to the end of this the rest of the line. So I'll say Python script is equal plus equal, means that you just append this line to the previous one. So I'm just going to copy this here, copy, and then paste it everywhere at the beginning of every line, like so, like so. It's I know it looks weird, but that's going to save me a lot of trouble when I'm going to publish that scene. So like so. So now what I've got is the Python script variable is defined by this string plus this string plus this string plus this string, and at the end of every string, when there's a carriage written in my script, there's a \n. So I'm going to copy all of this, copy this, go back to my line here, and I'm going to paste. I'm going to paste this here, and that's going to be defining my variable. So I'm going to grab all of these lines, and what's great about this, the Mac script editor, is that I can select multiple line, press the tab key, and it's going to move in the right position. So now what we have is when the button is pressed, the script is executed, or it's created first, and then after that the variable is executed. So if I save this and I do execute or evaluate all of this, I'm going to delete my attribute holder, and I'm going to put another one. So tool, evaluate. Now what we have is that if I press this button, it's going to open up. Same idea. The script is getting executed, but instead of being in a file, it's within that that attribute holder. So TempBlog scripts. I'm going to grab that CSV file up, and now we have our script as part of the button. So the big difference with this here is that if I go back to if I go to C, program files, and I go and I just go to the scripts folder, Python, and I find that read.csv. I'm going to Control X to delete it, to put it somewhere else. I'm going to put that back here in my template bug. So now the script is no longer existent in the Max folder, but if you see that it still runs perfectly even if it's not in the Max folder. So the script is part of the file. So if I go back here and grab line 2, line 3 chart, open it up, and it's going to execute. So that's what's great about this approach. It's a bit more difficult to read as a script, so that's why it's always good to try it as a Python file first. You try it, and when it works and you're happy with it, then you just copy all of this as a string, and now it's part of your custom attribute. It's hold within the scene, so you can save that scene, and it's gonna save. So I'm gonna save it in that format now. It's saved, and now I can publish it and give it to some other people. So we're going to see in the last video how to put it in the enhance menu, and we're going to be done with that file.